don't know, y'all. How we feel about baller wives? I mean, more ratchetry, okay. More ratchetry to behold. That's about it. But it's a new show. I'm gonna give it a chance. So let's talk about it. Okay, so this is Baller Wives, season 1, episode 1. All right, so we already know Miss Geneva and Kiafa because we seen them on the last couple of episodes of Basketball Wives. They seem cool enough on Basketball Wives, but again, they weren't the focus on Basketball Wives. So, let me see. Miss Kiafa Vick, married to Michael Vick. Um, Geneva Samuels, married to Asante Samuels. Who else we got? Stacey Chambers, married to Chris Chambers. Miko Grimes, married to Brent Grimes. Kelly Jones, married to Julius Jones. Aja Crowder, married to Channing Crowder. And I think it was another one-off in there named Ty, if I'm not mistaken. So that's the group of girls. And the show starts out, it looks like they are setting this up to position Kiafa as sort of like the top of the baller wife chain, okay? Which makes sense because, you know, she and Geneva was on Basketball Wives, and I guess it makes sense to kind of set her up as the queen bee of Baller Wives. Maybe. I don't know. But I don't know quite how I feel about this show just yet. But anyway, like I said, let's talk about it. Okay, so the show starts out with Kiafa and Mike, and they are at the crib. They're just sitting around talking. Colin Kaepernick situation comes up. Michael Vick says he was wrong about what he said. Some other little small talk. The dog fighting incident, of course, comes up. Michael Vick's going to always be infamous for that incident. But Kiafa was like, you know, I don't want to be dealing with this media attention anymore, so I need you to just kind of, you know, just watch what you say and everything. And she asked him about what's her budget for some kind of party that was, I guess, she's going to be throwing at some point soon. So we're going to look out for that coming down the pike soon. She says all the girls are coming over for girl talk. So they come over, they're sitting around, brainless chatter, really about nothing. But this is where we meet, excuse me, y'all, something in my eye. This is where we meet Stacy. Okay, Miss Stacy is a lot to deal with. Okay, but she and Kiafa apparently are at odds with each other for petty, you know, just petty neighborly type of shit. Like she said, Stacy said Kiafa's dog chased her. Kiafa said she tried to go and apologize. Stacy said no, she didn't. All that petty bullshit, but it is what it is. So Stacy and Kiafa don't like each other, okay? While the girls are over at Kiafa's talking, meanwhile, Stacy and Miss Miko are over at Stacy's pool. Stacy lives right across the street, it looks like, from Kiafa. So they're over there at her pool, sitting poolside talking. And Miko, we find out, also played basketball abroad. So they're talking about the relationship. Neither one of them are too hot on Kiafa. So they're sitting poolside talking about that, okay? And back at the crib, Michael overhears Kiafa them talking about Stacy being a stalker, because evidently when Stacy got with her now husband, he was then married, and when she found out, she started stalking his family or whatever. So Michael Vick overhears that, and he's like, really, Kiafa, I mean, are y'all really talking about this shit, you know? So we see later on too in the episode that causes a rift in Mike's relationship with Stacy, her husband Chris. It causes a rift in their relationship. Okay, so then we got this quick scene with Kelly, Julius, and this other newlywed NFL couple, I think. So they're at the table, they're having drinks, and they just talking, having light conversation about being married and everything. Nothing really too special about their conversation, just surface level stuff that they talking about. Okay. Now Kiafa, Carmina, Geneva, Stacy, and Miko. Kiafa decided she wanted to make amends, I guess, with Stacy. So she invites Stacy out to dinner. And so it's all this whole group of them. I believe Carmina is Kiafa's friend, Geneva, Stacy, and Miko. So they all sit down, and Kiafa proceeds to try to apologize to Miss Stacy Chambers. Stacy's not having none of it, because immediately it turns into a confrontation, because Kiafa was like, yeah, I can't, you know, you scared of dogs, and I'm sorry, you know, my dog was chasing after you, and I came over to apologize. And Stacy's like, no, you didn't come over to apologize. You sent your mom and you sent your daughter or whatever. So that kicks off this whole debacle at this dinner. Okay. Geneva jumps in and starts going off on Stacy, saying Stacy is a stripper. And Stacy fucked her husband in a car outside the strip club. So let me see. Who is Geneva's husband? Geneva's husband is Asante. Okay, so Geneva says that Stacy fucked her husband in the parking lot in a car outside the strip club. So that's their point of contention. So they're going back and forth about that. And, you know, Stacy's like, basically, why is Geneva jumping herself into it over some shit that happened 10 years ago? And I believe Miko said that too. Miko was like, Geneva need to just be quiet, because this happened 10 years ago or however long ago. Now, Miko is tight with Stacy. Miko is also tight with Geneva, I believe. And Stacy, Geneva, and Kiafa all have issues with one another, or something like that. This is a bunch of mashed up shit, but you know, y'all just let me know what y'all think. If I'm missing anything or if I got anything wrong. It was a lot of shit going on and a lot of people in this episode. So y'all just let me know. If I miss anything or I got some shit fucked up, just let me know down in the comments. Anyway, 8 months later, we see that Miss Stacy is now pregnant. Okay, she's at the OB's office having an ultrasound. She's 8 months pregnant. Okay, so she's also sitting down with her husband and they're talking, and that's when they start talking again about, you know, how they met, and he was then married. Long story short, he ain't married no, he I guess got a divorce from his then wife, and he and Stacy moved on and got together and had 2 kids. Okay, so that's where they are now. They're expecting they're expecting their second child. Okay, so again here, Chris's relationship with Mike is strained because their wives are at odds. But Chris is explaining to Stacy in the car, saying, we don't have no beef. We spent all these years on the football field, and now we are retired. We don't have time. We don't want to, have no drama or whatever like that with each other. But, I guess we really have no choice because y'all are our wives. Pretty much is what he was saying. And then Stacy is still running off at the mouth talking about, well, ain't nobody gonna come for me. And she has a whole lot of mouth, okay? Which I'm like, oh, we'll get there. Anyway, so Asante and Geneva are at the gym. Asante wants to be a boxer. He's a retired NFL player, so now he wants to box. Geneva doesn't want him to do that because she said he's being selfish because, if he gets hit the wrong way, he could die. That's understandable, but, I mean, we could step out the door and get hit by a bus too. So, but I get where she's coming from. So it is what it is. So anyway, now Miko has a podcast, and she has Julius on her podcast, and she immediately goes in on them talking about, you have a white wife. Black women get offended to see you with a white wife or whatever. Julius says, I didn't have a girlfriend until I got in college, and where I came from, we couldn't have it. We couldn't have. Basically, what he was saying was the white girls was the forbidden fruit, and when he got a chance to get his hands on it, he grabbed a hold and he never let go because she's now his wife. Okay, basically is what he was saying. And they go on to make further small talk. Julius advocates for CTE, the concussions. It's a brutal sport. It's a collision sport, on and on. Okay. Now, Miko and Geneva are out with the kids bowling, and they're talking about this rooftop party that's coming up. And Miko is airing her grievances to Geneva about, well, basically, she didn't really tell Geneva directly, but she said it in her confessional. She was like, Geneva should have just stayed out of it with Kiafa. So that's her bone to carry. And then, let's see. So, so Miko has this issue with Geneva jumping in the confrontation initially with when it was supposed to be between Stacy and Kiafa. They were supposed to be working it out, but Geneva jumped in, so Miko has an issue with that. And Miko, I believe, and Miko also has an issue with Kiafa herself because Miko says that Kiafa acts like she's above everyone else because she's married to Michael Vick or whatever. So they have this thing with Kiafa. All right. So now here comes the rooftop party. Stacy uses this opportunity. Now Stacy's pregnant. Stacy's 8 or 9 months pregnant, showing up at this rooftop party. She decides to confront Kiafa, okay? And I don't know who Kiafa was asking this, but I don't think she was talking to Stacy, but she said something like to one of the ladies. She was like, "You like my dress?" Stacy was like, "No, we don't." So Stacy basically starting shit, okay? My question is, why are you about to go into labor any minute and you up here showing your ass at this rooftop party. So and then she goes on later to say that her issue with everybody is that they're fake and phony. Okay, well bitch, stay home. Like, what is, I don't understand. Like, this what kills me about these type of shows. Like, everybody always has these issues and that issues and so-called want to be friends, but I'm like, well bitch, stay the fuck home. Don't, why are you even up in the mix? You know, but again, it's for TV. I get it. It's to create entertainment. So I understand. But then even still, like, they be so extra when they get in these situations, because as we see, Stacy called Kiafa dog face. Kiafa says this bitch ain't take her medicine, and Stacy says, no bitch, your mama need to take her medicine. And Kiafa says, my mom is dead, and Stacy says, well, good. I mean, if you had to just stay your ass home, your pregnant ass home, none of that would have ever been said. But of course, we see Stacy don't care what come out of her mouth. Okay, so Stacy's flipping off everybody. You know, she got her middle finger in the air. She talking all kind of shit. And again, why the fuck? You are pregnant. You about to drop at any minute, and you up in this party showing your ass. Like, if everybody's so phony, why you ain't just stay home? Okay. I don't know, y'all. Again, I'm gonna ask y'all, how y'all feel about this show? Y'all let me know in the comments, and please get me together. Like I said, if I missed anything or if I got anything wrong, like, these shows, it's just a lot all the time. Like, I don't know what this thing is with this, all these different people all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I remember correctly, when these type of shows like Basketball Wives started, it was like a few core people that were always on, and then they would slowly bring other people in, maybe, you know. But I got a feeling that Stacy, she really gonna be, she gonna be the shit starter, possibly, or maybe the bone courier like Sheree, maybe a little bit of the shit starter and the bone courier. I don't know. But anyway, did y'all like the show? Let me know down in the comments. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already. Turn your notifications on so you can be notified when I publish my videos, okay? And I don't know. We'll see how this goes, y'all. If this gonna be a regular Monday occurrence. How many episodes how many episodes is this show gonna be? Y'all let me know. If anybody knows, let me know in the comments too how many episodes it's gonna be. But anyway, y'all. Alright, I will catch y'all Sunday for episode 9 of Power. Alright, y'all. Good night.